Welcome. So today I'll be presenting to you two trends in which I believe are up and coming in the world of interior design that will suit your wants and needs for your offbeat boutique hotel. So both trends that I've forecasted both relate and correspond to the current zeitgeist, both for the global pandemic. The first trend I'll be showing you is the concept of zoning and how to create a partition wall which is a unique design and creates a safe barrier between guests. The second trend is biophilia. This is a trend in which is already popular, however I feel as though it will continue to be popular in years to come. This is after conducting my research for the forecast. Having a space with plants and greenery creates a relaxing atmosphere, which is something that I think is more important than ever. So both of these trends meet your wants and needs of your boutique. So it creates the wow effect, it's a bespoke design, creates a unique experience for your guests, a relaxing space, meets your entertainment needs, and is suitable for tourists and social media users. So before I start on my trends, I just wanted to explain how I came to the conclusion after my forecast research. After doing research into past trends, current trends and influences upon why they have become popular and how different businesses have interpreted these trends, the zeitgeist is what really finalised my decision on what I believe is going to be the future trends. Seeing the way in which we lived before a pandemic compared to now, I don't feel like life will go back to normal. This is why we need to be extra precautious and set this in place. So why not make these designs accommodate these needs in a stylish and discreet way? For example, the use of biophilia design, creative partitions, and the increased use of technology to reduce contact and more outdoor social spaces. So my first trend is zoning and partition walls. So driving this trend, the factors that also meet the client's brief is all going to follow the global pandemic. So it meets the social distancing needs, but also being creative and creates a bespoke design and having a wow factor. It also allows privacy for your guests, and also I remember you saying you wanted to host cocktail masterclasses as well. It also helps with health and well-being as well. It allows social distancing to stop the spread of COVID, and also helps mentally as people aren't used to being in large crowds of people recently. And some of the key features for this would be the use of materials and patterns. Here I've just done a bubble diagram, given a rough idea of a layout that you could use for this trend. And here is another one of the traffic flows, so you can see that the space would run smoothly. Here are just a summary page of some of the key words in which I would associate with this trend. So it's just some different materials which I think would work, and also how it would be a very cosy, intimate and homely space as well. Here are some images in which I think relate well to the trend, so just some different materials, different layouts and different patterns in which you could use, and different combinations with the other trend of biophilia as well. Here is just a short statement, just kind of discussing the factors that I've just discussed with you. And here are some images which I've annotated. On the left here we have a partition wall which is made out of wooden panels. It's also aesthetically pleasing and allows social distancing. And the one on the right is a combination with the trend of biophilia, where it's environmentally friendly and helps people's well-being. Here's a concept board of some materials in which you could use, and also an image here of a booth seating, which would also help with social distancing and zoning. Here is a concept sketch in which I've drawn, which reflects on the trend, as I've displayed various materials and techniques that can be used and also help to incorporate into the design. Into the next one, we have another concept sketch where it meets the client brief, as it has a backdrop that can be used for social media users. It creates a wow effect, as you have the partition wall here, which is bespoke as it goes from the bar and runs into the partition wall. And it also serves a purpose and isn't just decorative. Here is an essay where I've just gone into much more depth of everything that we have just discussed. On to the next trend, which is biophilia, or sustainable. So The factors that drive this trend as well is a global pandemic, and it also meets the client's brief, being connected with nature. So going on daily walks throughout the pandemic has connected us a lot with nature, helps with everyone's mental health and well-being as well. Not only that, it helps with physical health as well for respiratory reasons. The colour green is also very relaxing, and it's also a very sustainable option. Veganism is also very popular at the moment, and so is global warming, it's very important as well. So it can also suit many designs, so it can be incorporated into modernism, contemporary or industrial as well. Here is a bubble diagram of a space which would work well with this trend. And here is another one of a traffic flow, just so you know that it would all run smoothly. Here's a summary page of some words in which I associate with this trend. So it's very sustainable, the colour green, all the different materials that work well with it, the different trend styles that go well with it, such as retro, vintage, urbanism and everything like that. Here is a summary page of some images of other bars, restaurants and boutiques which have included biophilia. Some which have biophilia as their main focus, such as this image in the middle, other ones which just have small aspects of the trend, such as this one on the left. Here's another summary page discussing the different moods that this trend creates, the features, the needs and wants that it meets, and the materials that can be incorporated. Another short statement just discussing all the factors that I've just shown you. Just some annotated images. This one on the left is in a bar, which just has very minimal aspects of a biophilia design. And then the one on the right is the key feature of the whole design in total. This is a concept board with just some colours and materials which go well with the biophilia trend. You can also put it as a plant wall, small aspects of it, or even you can use wallpaper which incorporates a tropical design as well. Here's another concept board of some different plants which you could use. They purify the air, so not only do they look nice, but they actually have a purpose as well. Here are some concept sketches which reflect on the trend and meet the client brief. So this is how the trend can be styled with different materials and lighting and ways that it can be displayed. So here we've got a plant wall which has a neon sign in, and here are some velvet chairs which are colours that complement the green well. Here's another concept sketch of a bar where you've got a tropical wall here, got some velvet chairs, other calming colours which complement the green well, and it's also got sustainable materials such as a natural wood flooring. Here is an essay where I've just gone in more depth of everything that we have just discussed. And here are some bar designs which can be used for both trends, and it suits them both well and can be bespoke made as well. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
When you say biophilia is already a trend, why do you think it will still be popular in years to come?
So recently people have been turning gardens into extra rooms as people have been connecting with nature now more than ever through the pandemic. So nature has been escapism for people, and it's the only sense of freedom that we've had. Any other questions?
Yeah. How do you think you're going to manage to make the partition walls pleasing while following the brief?
So like I mentioned briefly, you could combine both trends and create a partition of plants or flowers to create a wow effect, or you could hire a carpenter to build a unique design which will be bespoke just for your boutique, or even turn the partition into a backdrop which can be used for photographs from the tourists and social media users. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.